the course detail. So this is Java course details. So Java training is divided into 9 days. So one day means approximately around 1.5 hours of teaching. So Java is covered within 9 days. Next is Selenium. Selenium course will be covered in 5 days, and after that will be automation framework designing. So automation framework designing will be covered in 7 days. So whole training program will be of around 30 hours. It depends on the doubt clearance, and maybe sometimes some of the lecture get extended. So but around 30 hours of training is minimum. So let me start with Java course. So I'll start with day 1. So I'll show you the slides of day 1. So this will be basically the OOPS concept. So OOPS concept using Java. So we know that Java is object oriented programming, and OOPS concept are independent of any language. So it means that OOPS concept using C, or OOPS concept using C++, OOPS concept using Java, it doesn't differ, because OOPS concept are same throughout. Based on these OOPS concept, these programming language are based. So let's see the first day topics. So these are the topics. So basically these OOPS concept in any programming languages are as follows. So first is state and behavior, class, object, abstraction, encapsulation, polymorphism, and inheritance. So let's see one by one. So my one more thing. So whatever theory I'll teach, I'll convert those each and every point of that theory into the programming in Java. So this first lecture, it consists a little bit more theory, because we are covering every OOPS concept, so kindly bear with me. So later on, whatever concept I told you in this lecture, I'll convert them into the programming. So first topic is state and behavior. So state by definition means a particular condition that someone or something is in at a specific time. So let me consider myself. So right now my state can be my name, age, height, eyes, nose, ears. I can have n number of states. And next thing is behavior. So behavior by definition means the way in which one acts toward others. So right now I am taking the training sessions. So one of my behavior right now will be teaching, and I am sitting on my chair and giving the lecture. So second behavior may be sitting. So teaching and sitting are the two behaviors which I can derive from myself. There can be n number of behavior which we can derive from the things, the things whose state and behavior we want to extract. Now the definition of class says a class is a collection of things that share common state and behavior. So this two-liner definition holds a very deep meaning. So this common state and behavior, what does it mean? So we'll see in the next slide. Let's consider some states and behavior. So I am taking some set of states and behavior. First set of states will be breed, color, leg. First set of behavior, detect bomb, bark, run. Second set of state is name, age, color of uniform, and second set of behavior is monitoring class, attend lecture, do homework. Now if I'll show these things and I'll ask you to collect to make the collection of the things so that they share common state and behavior. So how you will do that? So if I'll select this collection, will it contain the common states and behavior? No, because in one thing the state is this, and in other thing the state changes. So this is not common state and behavior. So what will be the correct way of making the collection? So if I'll collect these things, so if you look closely, you will see that thing 1, thing 2, thing 3 and thing 4, all these things will have common state, that is breed, color, legs, and all these things will have common behavior: detect bomb, bark and run. Similarly, if I'll make second collection, so this will be my second collection. So in this collection, all the things think 5, think 6 and think 7 will have common state and behavior. So hence comes the definition of class. So this first collection which I was referring before is known as the dog class, because states and behavior resembles to the dog, so this will be dog class. And this second collection, if you look closely to the states and behavior, it will resemble student class. So this is what class is. Now very important concept of static and non-static. So if you'll see the states of dog, so breed, color and legs are the states of dog, and behavior: detect bomb, bark and run. So every dog will have different breed, different color, but all dogs will have same number of legs, and every dog will bark as well as run, but only few selected dogs can detect bomb. So the states and behavior whose value is same throughout the collection are known as static stuff. So here legs is a static state and bark and run are static behavior. So instead of repeating these state and behavior in each of these thing 1, thing 2, thing 3, thing 4, instead of repeating them each and every time, I can extract these things out and I can store them separately. So this says static state and behavior whose value is same in all the object, non-static state and behavior whose value is different in all the object. So let me extract out the static state and behavior from the previous diagram. From this diagram, let me extract it out. So after extracting it out, the picture will look like this. Okay, so I have extracted out this static state and behavior separately, and from the student class also I have extracted out the static state and behavior. So after extracting out the static things, whatever remains, these non-static state and non-static behavior will be called as object. So what is object? So object is the collection of all non-static state with initialized value. With initialized value, you will understand this later. Just right now ignore this point. I'll explain it in the upcoming lectures. So basically object is the collection of all non-static states and behavior. So all non-static stuff resides in object. So this will be first object, dog object, this is second dog object, this is third dog object, and fourth dog object. And all these dog objects will have common value for legs, bark and run. So this is the concept of classes and object in Java. Not in Java, basically this is the OOPS concept of classes and object. Now this is theoretical part. Okay, this is theory. So Java is based on OOPS concept. So how we convert this theory into the programming, that's very important. So when we relate state and behavior, and we want to convert that theoretical concept of state and behavior in Java, then all the state which we can extract out from any class will be mentioned as global variable, also known as fields in Java, and all the behavior of a class is mentioned as method in Java. So this is how we convert our theory into programming. So let me show you how. So you need to have Eclipse. So what is Eclipse? Eclipse is a tool where you do all your Java programming. So once you install Eclipse, you need to create workspace. So workspace is nothing but the space where you do all your Eclipse related coding. So I have created one workspace, Java Selenium workspace. This is nothing but a folder. So let me open and map my Eclipse to this workspace. I'll double click on Eclipse shortcut. I'll browse to the workspace which I want to open. So I'll select Java Selenium workspace and I'll click OK, and I'll click OK again. So this will open my Java Selenium workspace in Eclipse. Okay, this is opened. So I have this project I have created before for some other purpose. So let me create one new project. New project, select Java project, give some logical name. So let me give the name Learning Java. Click next, click finish. So this Learning Java project got created into your workspace. If you look in terms of folders, this is your workspace. If you go inside it, this Learning Java is the project. So this means another folder got created inside your workspace. Okay, one more thing. If you'll go inside Learning Java, there will be auto populated or auto created folders and files. So this src folder will contain all your packages and .java classes, means it will contain all your Java coding. Okay, this will contain all your Java coding. So this is your project. Let me create one package inside it. Package, I'll name it as oops concept. So naming convention for package will be all in small caps, and two words are separated using underscore or dot. So I'm using underscore here. Click finish. So package got created. Inside package, create class. Let me name it as, okay, I want to see state and behavior of dog class, so I'll name it as dog. And there is an option to select static, public static, void main. So main is the method from which the execution starts. Without main, you cannot execute your Java class. So right now I am deselecting it. I want to create my class without using main. So click finish. So your class is created. Go to the, so you want to see what happens on folder level. So this is your workspace, this is your project, this is your src folder which will contain all your packages and .java class. Go inside it, see oops concept is the package. So it means this is another folder created inside your src folder. Go inside it and you will get dog.java class. So this happens on folder level inside your workspace. Now let's do the real coding. What did I told you? I told you that in order to convert all the theoretical concept of states and behavior, state will be mentioned as global variable and behavior will be mentioned as method. So what are the states and behavior of dog? Consider all states, static and non-static. So first one will be breed, second is color, third is legs. So out of these three states, which one is static? Legs. So I'll put a keyword static. So for non-static stuff you don't need to put any keyword. So by default, if static keyword is not there, it is considered as non-static. So these are the states of dog class. Now consider the behavior. So behavior: detect, bomb, bark and run. So this will be methods. So these are this bark and run are static behavior. So I am prefixing the static keyword here, and last one is public static void run. So bark and run are the static behavior. So I put a static keyword, and I haven't put any static keyword here, so it is considered as non-static by default. So this is method. This is called as method name. This denotes the return type of the method, and this is access specifier. So access specifier, right now please ignore it. There is a separate class for access specifier. Right now I just want to relate state and behavior, how you code the state and behavior into the Java. So right now just ignore it, and the code between these curly braces of the method are known as method body. Okay, so we have converted states and behavior. So these are states and these are behavior of dog class. So what is this? States, and it is global variables in Java. And what is this? Behaviors, and these are methods in Java. So this is how you convert your theoretical concept of OOPS into the programming concept. So this is very basic things. So next thing will be abstraction, encapsulation, polymorphism and inheritance. I'll explain the theory first, and then I'll convert this theory into the programming. I'll show how these concepts are being used inside the programming. So I'll cover that in next video. Thank you.